Hey, what's up, guys? Got one more day of 2022. um, Today's my last day of work. Pretty sick. Um, yeah, man, just wanted to kind of check in with y'all and talk about some bullshit. You know what I mean? I wanted to do one more Inch Trainer dumbbell session and a hangboarding session before the end of the year, but I'm pretty wrecked from climbing indoors this week. I climbed hard. Two V6s on the grasshopper board, um, and like a bunch of V3s, V4s, V5s. Got some hard slab problems done. That was pretty fun. Should have filmed those. I didn't think about doing it though, but whatever. It's hard to film in the gym sometimes, especially if there's like a lot of people around. I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? It's not even like a, it's not like I'm scared or something or like self-conscious to like film. But there's a lot of people in the gym. It's just I feel like a douchebag when I do it. You know what I mean? I just don't want to be because sometimes it kind of annoys me when people film constantly in the gym. It doesn't matter if there's only like a few people around, but it's like 30 people in the gym, and you got motherfuckers setting up camera stands and shit. It's like, fuck off, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I'll film if there's like a few people around, because, especially if I know them well and I know they don't give a shit. But I don't know. I don't want to be doing all that shit around strangers. I don't know how they think about it, and I don't really. You gotta like set up the camera right, and then it's like motherfuckers are walking in front of your camera and shit. And what are you gonna tell them? Like it's a public space basically. They pay to be there just like you, so you can't be like, hey, don't get it from my camera. I'm trying to film or whatever. It's just fucking stupid. So I don't like filming too much in public. Anyway, but it's been a good year, guys. It's been a kind of a weird year for me. Around the beginning of the year, I got my freaking nose fixed. You know what I mean? So like, I can breathe better now. And shit, I had a freaking 90% blockage on one of my nostrils and total blockage on the other by the time I finally got a freaking surgery. Um, and that basically, it almost immediately alleviated all of my sleep apnea symptoms. Like, I have pretty much no trouble sleeping now. I've already talked about in the past, like, I'm dreaming again. My mental health is probably like 300% better. You know what I mean? Um, Oddly enough, I don't feel like it affected my progress in training, which is kind of interesting. Um, but yeah, just in terms of like mental health and of course physical health, feeling like my blood pressure was shit, now it's like totally normal again. So that was pretty sick. I climbed my first V4 outside. I climbed my first V5 outside. I think I've climbed, let me think, three V4s outside at this point and two V5s. And a fuck ton of three. I think I climbed like fucking, man, I don't even know. 8 threes by now, something like that. I don't know, some shit. But it's been a good year for climbing outside. It's nice to push that grade 2 times. I started to kind of push into the V6s a little bit. Did like a ton of V5s early in the year when I was like on the Moonboard 2017 Moonboard set. I think I got through about, it was either 13 or 14 Moonboard benchmarks V5s, and I got through almost all of the V4s. I think I maybe didn't do like 3 of them or something. It was like 3 out of 32 or something. So I climbed a shit ton of Moonboard benchmarks in the 4 and 5 range. That was pretty sick. Getting stronger and shit, guys. You know what I mean? Getting stronger and getting better. Climbing has been fun. Definitely super excited about that. And I figure, man, I'm pushing into V6 a little better now. But it seems like every grade I push, there's like there's like another kind of glass ceiling to like bust through of like tendon problems. You know what I mean? It's like you start crushing Like when I started crushing V4s, I was like, damn, my elbows hurt. You know, finally got adapted to that. Started pushing the V5s, and I was just like, shit, my elbows, like my shoulders, my like fucking hips and ankles and knees, like everything's starting to hurt. You know what I mean? It's like all these like weird tendon pains, especially in the elbows and of course the fingers and shit, the wrists and stuff. Got past that, now I'm pushing the V6, and I'm like, fuck, elbow's starting to hurt again. So it's just that like this growing pains, you know what I mean? As I kind of bust into a new difficulty of climbing. But I'm getting pretty situated into the V6 territory. It keeps fucking raining, but I want to get outside and like try some more V5s, maybe like a like project like a V6, you know, for a month or something until I get it, maybe even a V7, you know. I think my goal, not that I'm setting New Year's resolutions or any kind of dumb shit like that. I mean, I'm just constantly setting goals for myself as time passes, but in general, I think my goal for 2023 is going to be trying to push into, well, first establish myself at the V6 level and get these growing pains to stop, and then push into like V7 territory. You know, if I could do that, I'll be satisfied. And depending on how the weather and the season goes, it would be pretty sick if I climbed a V7 outdoors. And I'm looking at one at a Moss Rock Preserve right now that I think I can probably do. That seems to fit kind of the style of climbing that I've kind of like been doing lately. So that would be pretty tight. You know, this year I did a shit ton of just grip lifts and like hangboarding and shit. Like, pretty much, I was about this close to getting my chin over a 6mm pull up about 2 weeks ago, so that was fucking sick. Huge fingertip gains. Excuse me, I got hiccups. That was badass. You know, just overall getting like a little bit stronger in my body. Really pushed the cardio and endurance this year. I was looking back at my videos and I was doing like 15-minute, you know, HIIT sessions, high intensity interval training sessions. That was about killing me, you know, back in like January. And just the other day, actually I guess probably early in the month too, I started to get up into like 30-minute sessions of that like non-stop cardiovascular heavy movement. So I pretty much doubled like my cardiovascular endurance at like the top end, you know what I mean? Like 170, 180 beats per minute kind of shit, you know, like high intensity cardio. Super improvement there. Happy with that for sure. Man, I messed around with all kinds of grip training from frickin', you know, 3 times a day for like 10 weeks to barely even once a week. And I was kind of telling Nick Jenkins this in his comment sections of some video he was making where he was talking about stuff like this. The funny thing is, man, like I was making pretty much the same progress at 3 moderate sessions every single day as I am like now, you know, training the grip lifts like not even once a week, but high, as hard as possible intensity, you know. It's just one of those things, guys. I feel like there's got to be a balance between like that intensity and that volume, right? You know, early in the year I was like, my volume was like way the fuck up here, intensity was down here. Now it's skewed the other direction. But it's still pretty much, you know, if you add the shit together, it's still kind of, it's the same shit, you know what I mean? It's still like, still making the same kind of gains, honestly. So I think as long as you're trying hard and being consistent and applying like basic principles, it really doesn't matter what you're doing in your training, as long as it's like progressive overload and get enough rest and eating right, you know what I mean? Selecting the correct exercises, getting a good balance. I just feel like it's all that really matters. That's something that I already knew, but definitely kind of proved to myself again this year by training so differently and yet still, achieving those results. Managed to freaking not only, lift like the equivalent of the inch dumbbell on that training dumbbell, but I've I think I was only like, 3 pounds away from lifting like the millennial dumbbell weight. I got to I think I hovered, what was it, 228? Yeah, I think I hovered 228 off the ground about 4 or 5 inches. And I didn't get it on film, but I managed to do, I think it was, actually no, it was 227, right? Is that right? Yeah, 227. It's a weirdly weighted dumbbell. It's like 7 pounds, so I gotta calculate this right. Yeah, 227, which is 4 pounds off the Millennium dumbbell weight, if I remember correctly, is 231 pounds. Is it? Damn, my memory sucks ass. Millennium dumbbell is 228 pounds, I think. So I basically hovered 1 pound off of that weight, which is kind of crazy. That was with the thumbless grip, you know what I mean? And then, didn't get on film, but I hit 222 pretty easy. To the point where I was like, I don't even need to film this because I know I'm going to get it. Boom, got it. And then 227 stopped me in my tracks. And I was like, shit, I should have filmed that 222. But it doesn't fucking matter. Point is, huge gains on that. It's just been a cool year, man. Cool year for training. Cool year just in general for health and well-being and shit. I don't want to get into too much personal shit, but I've had a lot of personal things going on too. It's been interesting. Yeah, man, it's been a good year, I think. I'm gonna be pretty much in between jobs for a bit. I do contract work, and my current contract is over. And I was hoping to take the time in between contracts to go outdoors and climb, but it's gonna be raining pretty much every day for the next week or two. So that kind of sucks ass, but it is what it is. I guess I'll just chill, take care of the house, clean up and shit, because Lord knows with my wife working so much and me working so much, we barely keep this damn house clean. And I'm sure y'all see that in some of my videos, all the damn dog hair everywhere. The friggin' pieces of stuffed animals, the dogs torn up everywhere and shit. So I'm gonna get on top of that for sure in between contracts. And yeah, man, looking forward to just, today's my last day of work. Looking forward to just having a few weeks off at least before I start, crunching numbers again and working again and stuff. But I guess that's all I want to talk about, man. It's been good. It's been good. 2023 is gonna be better, I think. I'm gonna exceed that millennial dumbbell weight for sure, and we'll see. But I think I could probably lift 250 pounds on that damn thing. I got the weight for it now. I got my 2 new 25-pound plates that'll fit on there. So I think 250 is gonna go probably in 2023. You know what I mean? As long as I train safely. I think I'm probably gonna go and get to the point where I'm not doing just heavy singles once a week. I do like to mix up my strength training. I pretty much do 10 to 12 week blocks, and that seems good for me. After around 10, 11, 12 weeks, I start dropping off a little bit, and I feel like I need my nervous system and shit needs a rest period. So I am taking 2 weeks off of those lifts, and then I'll get back into them and probably start doing more high volume stuff. Might do some isometric holds, might do some triples, or EMOM stuff or something, and kind of keep the weight sub-maximal for a little bit. maybe for a 10-week period and kind of just build some muscle and give those tendons a little bit of a break. Because I'm already smashing my tendons climbing, you know what I mean? So it's kind of harsh to also do that in my lifts too. But you know, get a little bit of hypertrophy training in a little bit, you know, with that implement. And then probably take another 2 weeks off, and I imagine maybe around March or so is when I'll probably start getting back into like the more heavier shit again. I imagine I'll be hitting 230-ish on the Inch Trainer dumbbell around March. If everything goes well, maybe in fucking May or something. You know, May 2023, I might be doing some damn 250-pound lifts of that shit. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. You know what I mean? I'm not in a rush or anything. But I'm also hoping. It's been raining like a motherfucker lately, so I haven't gotten to do it yet. But I've got those 4mm crimpers over here that I want to hang from. I think, dude, with the way I've been progressing, that I could probably, if not hang or do a pull-up from those, I can probably at least do like a supine hang with, like, you know, my feet up on the top of a ladder or something for assistance with those, and that'll be pretty sick to do for 2023 as well. Other than that, I'm hoping I'll get the you know, full front lever 2023, maybe straddle planche at least. I don't know if I'll do the whole full on, like, you know, legs together, things straight planche, maybe like spread eagle kind of straddle planche I might get. But I'm not too worried about that. These are kind of just, you know, secondary kind of bullshit goals that I kind of fuck around with. Like, my primary thing is like climbing, and that's kind of it. You know what I mean? That and the fingertip grip lifts and stuff. But yeah, man, y'all have a freaking happy new year. Hope y'all are gonna have fun. Take it easy, be safe. Don't do anything too dumb. You don't party too hard and then go fucking drive a car or some shit and kill somebody, kill yourself. Yeah, take care, man. Peace. Keep crushing. 2023 is gonna be fucking sick. Peace the fuck out.